is Content Matters, the podcast, Series 2, 08224, Identification. Is it terminal confusion or a bait and switch? Freddie O'Connell announced on Tuesday, "I was only kidding. It's really a $3.5 billion transportation plan." I had originally planned different content for this podcast, namely my review and AI analysis of the Northeast Corridor, which will appear on Monday on Wizard of iPhone Speaks. Join me then, won't you? This podcast series is sponsored by Mouse Calls of Bellevue 37221, professional IT for everyone. And we'll hear from them later. John McGurk is solely responsible for the editorial content of this podcast, and any sponsor or affiliate may not share his views. Not so fast, Charlie. Starkiss wants tuna to taste good, not tuna with good taste. We have a referendum on the $7 billion plan scheduled. Your announcement is too little, too late. To get the new plan, voters still have to reject the $7 million plan before we can consider an alternative. Of course, the administration is counting on the low information crowd believing the $3.5 billion plan is a compromise. Nashville has had a succession of metro dunces bent on using transportation as rubric for a spending spree for their pet projects. You remember a $7 billion one-way tunnel? Even as a half-reduced plan using a sales tax hike of 0.0235%, repayment would require over $7 trillion of Davidson County gross retail sales, and you would probably kiss your tax-free weekend goodbye. We just can't afford it. That's more money than the current national deficit. Changing the cost of this so-called plan may comfort low-information voters, but neither plan addresses Nashville's real transportation needs. If you've listened this far, this is what's known in broadcasting as a commercial break. Mouse Calls of Bellevue 37221 has been my provider of computer service and repair since the days of my Mac 2 Plus, before the world ever heard of Google. VIP Silver is intended for seasoned citizens 55 and older, and it's available at the introductory rate of $23.95. VIP Silver is total protection and backup for your digital devices. Moving your backup to off-site storage. If you operate a business, consider buying VIP protection for your business records and devices. After the flood of 2010, 90% of those businesses which lost data failed to reopen. Think Opryland. Listeners may call Mouse Calls at 615-662-0235. Use the coupon code WOODY for a $19.95 rate for the first 3 months. VIP Silver subscription includes Mouse Calls weekly tactics and alerts delivered directly to your inbox. Call 615-662-0235. Do it right now. Meanwhile, over at the state level, plans move forward for the Demand Lane program. News Channel 17 has let the transportation cat out of the bag. A graphic showing a 15-lane interstate for virtual drivers using virtual lanes, presumably paying real tolls. In case you haven't been paying attention, interstate construction is all about bridges and overpasses. We paved over the median many years ago. As Joseph and Mary discovered many years ago, and here I quote, "There is no cheap room left," end of quote. This has been Content Matters, the podcast, Series 2, 08224, Identification.